What's good? What's good going? What's going on, man? What's good, people? What's good? Yo, y'all already giving me thumbs down? I ain't even start talking yet. Yo, I'm gonna need some thumbs up, man. Everybody thumbs up right now. I got the thing in front of me, man. I need to see numbers change. I'm already getting thumbs down. I ain't even say nothing yet. Y'all trying to tell me y'all don't like Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg and Death Row Records? Y'all ain't got no love for Snoop Doggy Dogg, Dr. Dre, and Death Row? Let it be known then. I need them thumbs up. Got somebody giving me the thumbs down. I just walked in the room. So let me start off. We're going to go right into this. You ain't going to waste no time. Because I told Danny from yesterday this was coming. I told her. So I'm not sure how many of y'all are familiar with Sister George, right? I call her Danny because I know Danny. You understand what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm here on a weekday because I was listening to that. I was listening to that video. It got me kind of tight. Yo. You know what I'm saying? So before I continue, I'm gonna share the screen, right? And I'm for the video in question, right? It was called "Why Black Men Have Their Capes On for Just Pearly Things," right? And I'm gonna post the link to this in the description, right? So for those of y'all don't know, this is Sister George and Concrete Rose, and they have a channel called The Breakdown, A Sister's Perspective. A Sister's Perspective, right? So let me shout out my super chats, man. Shout out to Mike Ferg. He says, salty black. What is that? Tears of the community. Pearl said it, right? Shout out to my man Aaron Peters. Shout out to my man Mega Montana. I didn't miss you. Shout out to Brotherly Love 215. Okay. There ain't gonna be too much theatrics with this one. I'm gonna get right to the point, right? And shout out to the Haitian. He says, straight no chaser, please. As always. Let me start off by saying this. All right. Shout out to Danny. Me and Danny are actually cool off the internet. Like this is somebody that I'm cool with off the internet. Sister George, right? But I'm gonna keep it 1,000. All right. Let me start off by saying, you guys, the people who really follow me, you've never heard me speak against women in this space. You never heard me do it. I just finished telling some other people on another stream, you don't get to pick the people who advocate for you. You kind of do, but you really don't. Like, if they're doing it correctly, okay? I wasn't going to enter this Pearly Things conversation. I'm going to be honest, yo. Like, before Hafiz, I didn't even know who this chick was. Press 1 if you're in the same boat as me. Press 1 if you did not know that this woman drew oxygen on Earth before Hafiz. I had no idea this person existed before Hafiz made her known. I had no idea who this person was. Now, it is not, I want to make a few things clear because I watched Danny's video and I'm going to play some of it. Fair use. Fair use. Hood Conservative, what's up? Wow, Hood Conservative in the building. Whoa. What's good, player? Check this out, man. So, I didn't know who she was. A lot of us ain't know who she was before Hafiz. Okay? And Hafiz will tell you where he's not Manosphere, especially lately. Okay? I was totally unaware that this person existed on planet Earth before Hafiz. She might as well be Pop Smoke of the Manosphere to me if I didn't know who she was. Okay? From what I understand, she's popular on the other side of the Manosphere because there's a black manosphere, there's a white manosphere. A lot of the same talking points because it's all red pill. Allegedly, but that's a topic for another day. I've never expressed negative feelings of women in the space. What I will say is all women in the space, just like any other non-black male voice speaking for black men, is, you're on probation as far as any of us are concerned. You're on probation. Yeah, you're on watch. We don't just let, anybody come up in here and start running their mouth. Some of the dudes out here is in question. I've been planning to talk about this for a long time, and it's funny that this is the way that it has to come up. I've said this before. Some of your favorite names in this space, I don't rock with because they're flip-floppers. Some of the guys who are very popular have high followings. I'm not going to say their names here. I've spoken on some of them before, and I'm talking about men. So if I'm giving them side eye, I'm giving every female content creator side eye, except for those who have proven themselves consistently. Everybody gets vetted. No exceptions. I don't care who got a problem with it. Tag me in a video. Make a video, tag me and say something. Understand this, right? It's cool we got women in this space because sometimes some of the stuff we say needs to come out of the mouth of a woman, not only for other women, but for the society to hear women say that these are the issues that we're having. It's the same way how sometimes things that we're dealing with sounds better coming out of the mouths of white folks. Okay? You need a voice outside of your group speaking for you sometimes, because sometimes those voices can be perceived better, especially if they belong to the group you got issues with. Let me start off by saying this. I'm saying this early for the things that I'm gonna say later. Me and Danny are cool. We speak pre-YouTube, or at least pre me knowing she was on YouTube, but Facebook for years. We've even debated on a Facebook Live. That's on Facebook. Before I'm on YouTube creating these videos, we've debated. Understand that she is one of the more balanced people, but sometimes it takes stuff like this to really show what's going on. And I'm not saying that Danny's the ops, but this is what I'm saying. Understand, at the end of the day, this is our shit. This is our shit. And one of the issues that I have is we let too many people in our shit. We make the rules here. The Black Manosphere, because there's a white manosphere, and there's used to all be one big MGTOW red pill happy family until them motherfuckers was saying some crazy shit. So we said, oh, you know what? Let's go over here, the IPMORs and the SYSBMs, and we create a space for us because our shit is unique. Okay? This is our shit. Right? I got a lot to say. So while I will address super chats, there's some comments I will address, and there's some I got to get through it because we ain't going to be here all night. And let me get them likes. Let me get them likes. 77 people in here. Right? Check this out. This is our shit. So just so we don't get confused, Danny and Concrete Rose have made a few points clear. They admit that Miss Pearly Things is not Black Manosphere. Okay. They also admit that, at least this is what they say, that we did not create Just Pearly Things. I call them Miss Pearly Things. Just Pearly Things. See, I don't know who the fuck this chick is. We didn't create her. She already had a following that had nothing to do with us. We just, for the most part, became aware of this person because of this idiot Hafiz. As far as I'm concerned, y'all might have seen her name bouncing around because YouTube will throw people on your feed that's putting out similar content to the shit you watch. It doesn't mean you know who these people are. You scroll down your feed, you see a bunch of faces you ain't never seen before. Everybody got a mic now. Now, despite what Danny might say, the complaints imply different. Her main point, and I want to make this clear so that she doesn't think that I'm misrepresenting her point, is that Black men are weaponizing Just Pearly Things against Black women. That's what she said. Said it a few times in the video. Let me explain something to you, Miss George, with all due respect and love, because I rocks with you. Everything that you're complaining about before this person entered the conversation was already here. So all the stuff that you're talking about, well, you know, guys are pedestalizing white women over Black women. That was here when you got here. That was here when you got here. Okay? Not all of us do it. I will admit some men do it. Okay. Do they represent the manosphere or the Black manosphere? Not necessarily. I'm going to need someone to name me people who are weaponizing Just Pearly Things against Black women, because she just came into the conversation. She's been here 5 minutes as far as Black manosphere conversations are concerned. She just got here. Now, greater manosphere or white manosphere, that has nothing to do with us. What I'm saying is, if you're gonna say that we're weaponizing her against Black women and you're in the manosphere, understand that a lot of the message here existed before she came here. Understand, because listen, I ain't take no notes. I hope I get all of it out tonight because it's going to be all over the place. Understand this. Black women have been weaponizing mass media against us forever. Since there's been a mass media, Black women have been throwing white men, their money, their incomes and how they deal with their women in our faces forever. The Black Manosphere is relatively new compared to that. You've always had a mic in your face, always had a camera in your face to throw black men under the bus and say what you're saying. You've always had that. Ain't no good black men. All the black men, the good black men are dead in jail, or they gay, or they this or that, and you had your panels, and just like Romello said, Donahue, Oprah, Jerry Springer, let's not forget Richard Bay, Ricky Lake, Tyra Banks. I don't care who you want to name. Y'all have had it. Y'all got the Fox Soul Sisters popping. You got all that. All we got is this right here, and it's ours. And if you exist here, you can't complain about the positioning of the furniture, the color of the drapes, none of that. None of that. So now, Just Pearly Things got some issue with some guy named Marcus, no relation, where she's alleging that he's done some things to her. I don't know nothing about that. I haven't researched it. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. There are guys in this space that have had things alleged on them, and in order for me to look at them a certain way, you gotta prove it to me. I need proof, proof, proof. And that's how I deal with things. I lean and err on the side of black men, unlike the rest of the world. Shout out to the Haitian. He says, 1, case of scared of competition. 2, they don't get to tell us who we can put on. 3, trust is not a renewable resource. Black woman has had 4 decades of bad mouthing black men and betrayal. 4, the best way to beat a woman is with another woman. Check this out, though, bro. And thank you for that super chat. I appreciate that. And that is a dope piece of artwork you got, because I'm an artist. That's a fire piece of artwork, and not because there's a cock diesel man in it. Okay, do not play with me. Check this out, man. Understand this. Danny and Concrete Rose feel as though the Manosphere gives them the side eye. I don't know all the details behind that. They feel like people feel like they're grifters. I listen to their show. I've been on their panels. I rock with them. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. But what I'm going to speak on is just that, and the greater conversation about women in this space. Understand, right? Everything that they're complaining about that's connected to Just Pearly Things, and Just Pearly Things does not say anything that's unique to Black Manosphere or black relationships. If she say some real shit, we can rock with the message. It's just like when I talk about yay and people say this and that and the third, I say, yo, I don't care about who gives me the truth if it's the truth. Sometimes Candace says the truth. Candace Owens, she says the truth. Conservative, I'm sorry. I'm not a huge fan of Candace Owens, but if she's on point, she's on point. I separate the messenger from the message. So whatever Miss Pearly Things, Just Pearly Things is going through with the Marcus that's in question, no relation. It's not my business. It has nothing to do with me. That's a different conversation. But if she's saying some real shit on whatever platform she's saying it on, whether she's saying it to Blue Pill Hafiz or she's saying it on Fresh and Fit or any other platform that she decides to be on, the message is what we are here for. Now, let me address another thing. If some dudes in a chat, this is what you said, your words, you described it as some faceless avatars coming at you. That does not constitute the Black Manosphere. Give us content creators that are coming at you crazy, or that either created Just Pearly Things, or like you said, using her to weaponize. No, she's not being used to weaponize. Her message, if it's on point, it is in tandem with the things that we've been saying forever. Why would we go against what she's saying and put it like up for question the message if it's what we're saying? Oh, because she's a white girl. You don't like that it's a white girl that said it. That's what this is, Janfar. Who is even saying she is being weaponized besides Omawali? And Omawali was on their stream. So he's just trying to milk the situation for views and sub growth. I want people to understand, bro. Just so I can put this out there. I understand that Just Pearly Things name is popping on YouTube. So don't even question if I did this video for views. She knew it was coming because I rock with her. I was going to get on her panel, but if I get on there, it's about 6 or 8 people on there, and I wasn't going to get my shit off. So I got a platform. I'm going to use my platform. If she wants to respond to me, she can. I rock with her. She's my people's. But we're going to disagree here because the only reason you're mad, and she's talking, they're letting a white woman speak on black relationships. Where did that happen? Send me the link. Send me the link to the video where somebody did that. I don't care how much black dick she takes, because that's really the basis behind a lot of these feelings that come out. Oh, she's taking black dick away from y'all. Because y'all getting y'all feelings about, black men consorting with white women when the history of interracial relationships in this country lies with you. You fought for interracial marriage to be legal. It's not with us. It's with you. The tables will turn, and now y'all race loyal. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Nobody believes you. Understand, if this woman is saying things that are correct, we rock with the message. We don't care if a dog said it. So we supposed to dismiss the dog that's saying real shit because it pissed on the rug. Nah, that's not how that works. Shout out to Mr. Suge. I appreciate that. There'll be more effery on the community tab. Effery. I got to say effery. Trying to keep that monetized green. Yes. Because I appreciate your super chats, but I'd rather get paid from YouTube. Let them pay me. I rocks with y'all likes. Don't give me the thumbs down. Give me the thumbs up. But Mr. Suge, to you, I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate that. What I'm saying is, at the end of the day, bro, I ain't come here to lie to nobody. There's people that don't like me, but they rock with the message. That's cool. You ain't got to like me. You ain't got to like the sound of my voice. You ain't got to like my face. The message is what's important. I don't care about details. And neither should you, black man. You should not care about details. Because you know why? Because they let the simp talk for them. They let Zaddy talk for them. They let white women talk for them when it's convenient too. Oh, white feminism don't speak on black relationships? That doesn't happen? The nerve. The Haitian, that whole Me Too Pearly thing is just to muddy up the waters. Yo, bro, I don't care about that. And I know you don't too. We don't care. Thank you for that super chat. We don't care about that. That's like, oh, Birth of a Nation, Nate Parker or Nat Turner, movie about the revolts. Oh my God, he's married to this person over here. It's always a derailment. Get out of here. And this is why. And I rock with the breakdown, but this is why black men side eye women in this space. This is why. Because as soon as something come up you don't like, Soon as the furniture is arranged the way that you don't like, you want to change the color of the drapes. You want to move the couch, reposition the TV. No, you don't get to do that. No. No, you don't get to do that. This is our shit. It's our shit. You don't get to come in our shit and be mad at who's sitting in the living room. No, you don't do that. Get out of here. You don't do that. Y'all got y'all groups on Facebook that we can't get into. Okay? We can't get into those. We don't control who's on YouTube. We don't control who speaks. We don't control who follows them. Understand, even with the black women in this space, black women's channels in the manosphere grow faster than men's. Okay, now you wouldn't want us to get mad at you for that, right? You wouldn't want us to get mad at you for that. That's not on you. That's on the followers, the subscribers. That's on the audience. That's on the audience. The audience rocks with you. I rock with you. I have a wrench on your channel. You can't put that on us. The content creator is going to rock with what's hot. If she's hot, they're going to bring her in and speak to her. That's how this works. Just like you brought in Wesley Pipes. That's what this is. This is a show for most people. If they do or say something that doesn't rock with the audience, they do something else. And we've seen that. We see a lot of dudes switching up, stutter stepping. We see it. We see it. But understand, the content here is for the sensibilities of black men. If you don't like it, you got to rock with that. I'm not going to sit here and say there ain't suckers, simps, all of that here. There are. There are. We know it. Some of them are in the audience and some of them create content. I'm going to say it. I might get thumbs down, might get unsubscribed. I might get all that. I might get somebody make a video, tag me, whatever. I'm petty. Come for me. This is Keep It 100. I'm not here to sell you nothing. I'm here to give you the truth. And if you slide me a couple dollars, I appreciate it. But I'm here to tell you real shit. You don't get to move the furniture here. If the brownies got nuts in it and you got a nut allergy, don't eat them. Shout out to the Haitian again. This is for saying everything that I was observing and thinking. Shout out to you for giving it straight, no chaser. Absolutely. See, Gully. Appreciate that super sticker. I got love for Danny. I'm gonna keep saying that. I got love for Danny. We can disagree and still have love. I got love for Danny. But no. You're wildin'. Let's play some of this video. Fair use.
That she thinks that her demographic is probably 60-40, like it's 60% white and 40% black men mostly. So
40% black men are following Just Pearly Things in this space. 40%. I think that's a little high. I think
I think that her being white, like she has a large white audience too. So that's probably a large part of why it took off like that too. Most of her following has been gained in the last like 6 months. Yeah. A large part of the last
most of her following has not come from this space.
Yeah, I was. She said like maybe 40% is black men.
It's not 40%. Get out of here.
She gained like 250,000 subs in the last 30 days.
Yeah, wow. She was at 100,000 less than 3 months ago.
Great.
Oh, I'm sorry, 205,000.
Has anybody seen something she has called The Audacity?
Look at that.
We're gonna skip ahead.
Videos. Yeah.
Gonna skip ahead because it's something that was said.
I think that's interesting for her panels. And she's not responsible when it says derogatory things. She just didn't know it happened. It's interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. No, what else is interesting is the fact that yes, she lives in London and is predominantly white, just like America is predominantly white. She also talks, she gives the same type of smoke to white people, to Croatian people, as she gives to the black people that come to a show who are invited to come if they want to come. So her talking points does not change. That's why we even call her a parrot, because she's parroting off the same shit that she would say to a white person. She would say to a black person, and she will go on the street and she brings the heat to white people. And again,
but nobody had an argument for that.
Yeah, nobody is having an argument.
He is being purposely weaponized against black women for the sake of nanny boo boo. You know.
Yeah, but you're in the Black Manosphere. If you had a problem with the things that we're saying in agreement with her message, then that means you had a problem with the message here already. What is she saying that we have not already been saying that is hitting you different because it's coming out of her white female face? I'm trying to understand. Please tell me you're talking about. We're weaponizing her. Now, unless somebody's saying, well, because a white woman's saying it, therefore it's the truth. Understand, we've been saying what she's been saying. If you got a problem with what she's saying, then you got a problem with what we've been saying. So then why are you in the Black Manosphere if you have a problem with the talking points of the space? Does it lose credibility because someone else says it? Because an ugly person says it? Because a tall person says it? Because a white person says it? Why is the physical characteristics of the person speaking the message get received different because you have a problem with it? If a black woman said it, would it be okay? If you said what Miss JustPearlyThings is saying, would it resonate different? She's not even saying anything particular to black folks. She's just saying red pill shit. So if you got a problem with her saying red pill shit, it's either the red pill shit or it's her. If it ain't the message, then it's her. So which is it? Because we saying, you're complaining. You're complaining. Shout out to Ron Neal. Appreciate to see you in here, bro. And I'm gonna do a panel, y'all. I'm gonna rotate it though. I'm gonna rotate. Okay. Understand that if the one thing one of her points is that we ain't questioning JustPearlyThings, but we're questioning them. Understand, Danny and Concrete Rose do say real shit on their program. They do. I listen to them. They do. And I probably for the reason me and Danny are cool off the internet. So I listen to her show enough times to know that they do say real shit. But how is this girl saying what you're saying, what we're saying? Now we're weaponizing her against black women. We're pedestalizing white women over black women. When has that not happened here? This is a black male space. You're going to get some motherfuckers talking about where the white women at. Okay. That been a thing. That's like a dude going to the gay club and get mad his ass got grabbed. You're in here. That's why you stay out of the gay club. I don't go to I don't want my ass grabbed. I don't go there. You can't come in the manosphere and then get offended by manosphere shit. We let you in here. Understand this. And someone said it on your channel, and I agree with them. If a white woman can't speak on black relationships, then women, in a black space, a black relationship space, then women can't come in a man's space and speak on men's issues. There's a contradiction there. If she can't speak on this, then you can't speak on our shit. That's real. So James Wingate says they hate Just Pearly Things that bad. Can you imagine if she did an interview with Mad Bus Driver or SYSBM guys? That would break the internet. Now we seeing black women are fake and caring about black men. We now see the blue pill community. This is the thing, right? Again, because I know this person that I'm speaking of, I want to say again that the reaction, because black women have this reaction, it's like, oh, white women. In the same way Tanya TKO will drag every other demographic, man, woman, or whoever, to speak on us in her continued referencing of Kevin Samuels in her current videos. This man has been gone for how long now? But you can't dictate whose talking points we gravitate to. Again, Danny, I rock with your talking points. I rock with Concrete Rose's talking points. They say some fan balance shit at times, but this, you're going to have to take the L. You're going to have to take the L on this. Because you don't get to dictate whose message we gravitate to. Anybody who's saying some real shit, we gonna rock with. And we're not going to, discriminate based on your criteria. Because that's what got us here in the first place. That mommy shit. You don't get to come here and be mommy. Stack and starve. Oh my God. Ooh. Oh shit. Okay, brother. I appreciate that. I appreciate that shit. Stack and starve. Yes, I'm cooking. I'm mixing. I'm trying to say I could have love for a person and check them at the same time. You do not get to dictate shit here. You don't. You don't. You don't. I don't care how it sounds to you or nothing. I don't care how many incels or lames or whatever went at you in what chat or whatever the case may be. This is what you signed up for. This is what you signed up for. You're going to get smoke. You're going to get heat. She's going to get smoke and heat when, if anything that you said about her comes out and it comes back messed up, if it comes back faulty, she's going to get smoked. It ain't going to be the manosphere. And when you say the manosphere, make sure that who you're calling manosphere is really manosphere. You don't get to call any black man with a mic on YouTube Black Manosphere. You know what I'm saying? Stop misrepresenting what this shit is. Because a lot of them say they ain't manosphere. A lot of them say it. So how about this? Say names. Say names. If you're going to say the manosphere is weaponizing her, don't say manosphere. Say names. Just like how y'all say black men are doing this to us. No, say names. Say archetypes. Like, the thug dudes and this and that. Oh, they sexy and this and that. Pookie sexy and all of that. But then when you get your ass beat, then it's black men doing it to you. We ain't playing that. if the Black Manosphere is weaponizing this person against Black women, say their names. Say their names. Say their names. Say their names. V. Scott, point of contention is their new PhD term for hating. Say their names. Appreciate you, bro. Say their names. Call them out. I'm saying your name in this video. Call them out. Call those people out. Say who they are. If they're nameless and faceless, then we don't know who they are. Do not attach them to us. Knock it off. Knock it off. I don't know who else is having it. I ain't having it. I'm not having it. Marcus, you're a new content creator. Check this out. I've been here since 1.0. And I ain't talking about creating content. I've been rocking with the Manosphere since 1.0. 1.0 wasn't no women here. You don't get to rearrange furniture. You don't get to put potpourri in the window. You don't get to do none of that. You don't get to do none of that. You don't get to redesign this shit into some shit that is palatable to you. The same rules apply to JustPearlyThings. I'm sure on that side where she is, I'm sure over there, they will check her if she step out of pocket. If she step out of pocket with us, we're going to check her. You said that she was asked certain questions about Black relationships. She declined to answer. But you don't get to tell us who we can ask what, especially when Zaddy be all up in our shit. Nah, son. Ain't going down like that.
Yeah, she literally says she can turn women into red pill women. She says that she can turn 304s into wives, and even though she's not a wife,
That got to do with shit.
Yeah, she says that she can turn, watch me turn a woman into a red pillar. Like she thinks that she's this knowledgeable red pill woman that is so skilled that she can do all these things.
Concrete, but who really gives a fuck?
So what?
I mean, I'm just saying, like she really touts herself as having
So
all
what?
of these abilities. So I know that I'm not surprised that her talking points don't change. I haven't watched her content in full extent. Most of what I've seen from her content is her being weaponized against Black women on other Black males' podcasts.
And that may be the content that's directed for you to see. But I think that
right.
So if we agree with what she says, which is what we say, which is what sometimes you say, then she's being weaponized. I'm trying to understand what special things Black men are saying in regard to JustPearlyThings that is different from the usual message that we kick here. Okay? Because we talk about the multiple out of wedlock children, multiple baby daddy, multiple this, multiple that. If she says that, what's the difference other than it's a white person saying it?
Pearl, again, I've seen her channel. I've seen some of her content. It really is just, like my man Smooth says, for everybody. Like, whoever come on there with that BS, she give them the same talking point. She give them the same information. And she don't pull back no punches and be like, oh, well, you're white, so let me take it.
No, but nobody's making that argument. Right. Nobody's making that argument. The argument
is we agree with her. And we shouldn't agree with her. We shouldn't quote her because she's a white woman.
Brought her on her channel. TLA brought her on his channel to talk to Black women. It's like, well, that just so happened to be the audience that they have. It's not that.
No. That's not what we're saying. We're saying that she's being invited into conversations, and they're purposefully asking her questions about Black women, trying to get her to engage in questions and conversation that will be negative about Black women, about Black issues, to weaponize her against Black women. They tried to do it last night on Obsidian's show, and she respectfully declined to engage in those questions.
So what? So what? So what? So what? So what? If I brought you on my show and asked you questions so that you could do the same thing, what would be the because you can't bring white people in the okay. Again, you've been doing it for years. You've been doing it for years. All right. She doesn't advise. From what I saw, she asks questions and then she says, and then say how she would do it based on the teachings of Kevin Samuels, Hafiz, and somebody else. I don't know why somebody would base anything on the teachings of Hafiz. Aaron Peters says, sounds like hating, but who cares? What does any of that have to do with what's going on here? What I'm trying to figure out is, okay, so Obsidian brings her on and he asks her questions about black women that she doesn't answer. So where's the weaponizing? What did she say to offend you? I can't weaponize a gun that won't shoot. I could throw it at you. I'm just trying to understand what was she allowed to say about black women by a black man? What was she allowed to say that offended you? Again, I have never heard of this chick before the Hafiz incident. And to be honest, I still haven't watched the Hafiz interview with her. I didn't see the video, the Obsidian video with her. I have not watched content with this woman talking to anyone to this moment. I may have seen a clip of her talking to Hafiz, a clip, not a full video. I have not seen an entire video of this woman talk because frankly, I'm not really interested. Other than the conversation that's being had, I probably would have watched it just for the purpose of making this video, right? But I'm not really interested. I don't care. I don't care. For those who want to look at that, it's all good. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. Dudes are allowed to watch whatever content they want, have on their show whoever they like, and ask them whatever questions they want because they like their couch here. They like their TV here. They like their drapes this color. You are a guest here. You are a guest here. I got love for you. You're a guest here. You're a guest here. You don't call shots here. If something happens here that you don't like, okay. But you don't call shots here. Then she had one of her guests talk about, oh, ain't no such thing as manosphere. Some shit like that. Let me see if I can pull that up.
So
Or in a dip. There was some people
subs in just the last 30 days, and she did over. That's exactly what it looks like to me. That's exactly. It looks like all these struggle channel, all these struggle black dudes sit back. Shh, shh, Miss Pearly is talking. Shh, 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 everybody be quiet. Miss Pearly is talking.
What struggle channels though? I don't know any. I mean, with the exception of Obsidian, maybe. Somebody tell me whose channel has she been on that you would consider legit manosphere? Who? As you said, they said that she was on a lead attorney and she was on Obsidian. Who else? Who else? But if you rock with the message here, you shouldn't be mad at nothing she says. If you truly rock with the message, if you rock with the red pill message, nothing JustPearlyThings says should offend you. Because if what she's saying is offensive, then what we're saying is offensive. That means, and you say it, and that means you don't believe the shit you're saying. Danny, I love you. This is a very bad look for you. This is a very bad look for you. Shout out to Dr. Thunder. Shout out to you, bro. Dr. Thunder shouts me out. Every time I'm in his chat, he's in my chat, I'm shouting him out. The Shack channel. Black women are so triggered by Pearly. Again, I'm going to say this again. If what she's saying offends you, that means what we're saying offends you. That means Red Pill offends you. That means the Manosphere, the Black Manosphere offends you. That means you're offended by this whole shit. So even your talking points that you're making that coincide with the message here low-key offend you. This is a bad look, man. And I rock with you, but this is a bad look. This is a bad look. Yo, check this out. I'm going to drop this link. 2 minutes max. Shout out to Yusuf. I'm just here to support. When the grass is cut. Woo! Damn. Damn. Danny gonna bust my ass. This is a bad look, man. Damn. Yo, understand, people. This is a friend of mine, but I keep it 100. This is a friend of mine. This is a friend of mine. Last we spoke, I don't know, after this video, I don't know. I don't know. Damn. Damn, yo. You can't get mad that someone else is speaking the message because they're a white person saying it. Now it's weaponized against black women. That means our message you have a problem with. I'm going to add Hassani in here. Hassani, what's going on, bro?
What's going on, man?
Say something. Say something, bro. Say something.
I listened to this last night, and I woke up this morning heated.
You talking about the breakdown video?
I actually watched Obsidian's last night.
Oh, so give us some details, please.
So maybe I have it wrong. It was 5 o'clock in the morning when I was working out, so maybe I heard it wrong. But I could have sworn your friend came on and accused Pearl of getting a black man fired and losing his job for doing nothing illegal. Then Obsidian says, what's this nothing illegal that she did? When Pearl was in high school, she had a coach that didn't hit on them when they were in high school, but as soon as they turned 18, would hit on them.
Okay, I heard something like that. Go ahead.
Pearl's sister was then about to join high school because she's 4 years younger than her. So Pearl got some incriminating evidence against the man from other girls and got him fired.
Okay.
Now Rose's or Sister George then says, well, the Manosphere promotes men dating women as young as possible. So you got a black man. This is the way I heard it this morning.
That's on tape. She said that? Yes. She said that?
Yes. Yes.
You gotta clip that for me. But go ahead. I'm listening.
So you got a black man fired and he wasn't doing anything illegal. I sat because I've been a referee for 25 years. I would never date one of my former students. And in fact, I had a student hit on me. And I said, no. Why? Because it's immoral. I'll be the first person to tell you to leave a middle-aged woman alone because it's too many problems. Younger women are better. But you'll never hear me say, yeah, somebody who you used to be used to babysit for, somebody that used to be in your class. You'd never hear me say some stuff like that.
Real quick, somebody type in the exact quote that she said on this video, as young as possible. What does that? I want to understand what that means. As young as possible may mean as young as legally possible. It could mean that. I don't want to misquote nobody. This is me. Listen, I would do it for y'all. I'm doing it for her because she's cool with me outside of YouTube. But if she said it, she said it. She said it. It is what she said. Understand. as young as possible could mean two different things. It could mean legally, or it could mean she's saying that the manosphere is co-signing pedo shit, which that's a bad look for her to say. Go ahead.
Here's what it seemed like she was saying. All right. Young is legally possible, but she kept harping on the 18 part because she kept saying, well, these girls were legal. So you got a black man fired for doing something that was legal. What Pearl kept saying, and what I believe, is it's shady and immoral, right? Which is why they got him fired, which is why he did get fired.
Well, was he using his position?
I mean, he was hitting on former basketball players as soon as they got out of high school. Is it legal? Sure. Well, age of consent is 18, right? But is it immoral? Yes. And they kept going, and she kept going in on it. So it was.
Why is it immoral? How old are they?
18-year-old girls that were your students for the past 4 years, and then as soon as they graduate, you start hitting on them. I mean, it's not.
Listen, that's. I'm gonna leave that as subjective. I'm gonna leave it as subjective.
Okay.
I mean, depending on the relationship, it may be funny or whatever the case may be, but look, we can't we can't play the the subjectivity argument like, okay, yeah. So Alice Stranger says it's ethically bad because of the form of association is enough to get you fired. I agree with that, right? But I'm not even going to speak on that because
even if we don't speak on that, how about this whole, well, the manosphere dictates? No, the manosphere doesn't dictate for us to be shady. I mean, like we're just supposed to sit up here and we're all camped outside of high schools waiting for girls to graduate because we're in the manosphere. No.
So check this out. Let's run with it. Let's say that everything you say about Just Pearly Things is true. And McKean, I see you. Give me 1 second. Let's say that everything she says is true. Let's say it did happen. Let's say, she got a dude fired. What is this? A black guy that did it?
Basketball coach.
A black basketball coach. If it was white basketball coach, black basketball coach, I think that I don't think that for Pearl, who from what I understand fucks with black men, I don't think her actions would have been different either way, but that's just me speculating. I don't know these people. What I'm saying is, let's say that happened. Let's say that that's what she did, right? At the end of the day, that doesn't mean because she's saying some true shit on YouTube that we co-sign that. Even let's say that yeah, it was legal and this and that, and that was some foul shit she did. Let's say that. It doesn't mean we co-sign that. I just finished saying I don't really rock with Candace Owens, but sometimes what she says is on point. Some people feel like sometimes they don't like Ye when he says this, but other times he says some real shit. I got my boys who say shit that I disagree with. They still my boys. This whole video is about Danny's opinion, who I ain't got nothing against the woman and as far as a person, he's cool. But I disagree with her shit here, and we're YouTubers, so this shit is going to play out on YouTube. Understand that if what Pearl did was some fucked up shit, foul shit, whatever you want to call it, we'll deal with that in a separate discussion. I don't think that the majority or the entirety of the manosphere is saying, you know what, we don't care what she did to black men. We're just going to rock with what she's saying because it's true. Understand that while she's saying some true shit, we might not know that story. So we're saying, oh, she's saying some true shit, and we might rock with her videos and rock with her message. Then we find out later. I mean, shit, Cynthia G used to be saying some shit, right? Like, didn't she start out talking
black male babies? Remember that one?
Yeah, but that's where she ended up at. In the beginning, what was her message? In the beginning.
Ooh, you're 1.0. Tell me.
I never rocked with Cynthia G.
Neither did I.
I never rocked with her. Understand this. From what I understand, she used to say pro-black male shit. This is what she would. So now we have this today's Cynthia G. And now we're looking at her the way we look at her. So understand, as more information comes out on Miss Just Pearly Things, we'll deal with that. But don't say that because we agree with a talking point that we agree with this whole girl's life and everything that she did to black men or to whoever else.
Real shit
Keena,
is real shit.
right. Keena, talk to me. Talk to me, Keena.
Hi,
Keena, you there?
Marcus. I
Hey, what's
am.
up? What's up?
Hi. Um, I don't mean to laugh, and I promise you, I'm not laughing at the topic. I'm just laughing
Nah,
at
nah,
women
you're
in
good. You're
general.
good. You're good. You're good.
Women are just interesting as hell. Listen, here's my thought process on it all. The only reason why it's an issue is because white women said it, and even though they've been listening, quote unquote, to black men, the fact that a white woman has pointed it out, even though there have been other black women that have pointed it out, but because the white woman pointed it out, then it becomes about the manosphere. And listen, here's my thought process. Stay out the manosphere, period. What men's business is men's business. Let men be men and do their thing. That's why they have the manosphere. You do your thing over in your sphere over there, right? And by you minding your business and not being worried about what's happening in the manosphere, because the problem is not only a lack of communication, it's a lack of understanding and desire to understand. That's the problem. Because the thing is what is being said is being overheard, right? So you hear it, but you're not really doing nothing about it. So you hear what the manosphere has been saying. Oh yeah, you gloss over it. But then when somebody else points out the manosphere that is not in the color collective or such, right?
Mm.
Or possibly has a difference of opinion as such, you are now the problem because you don't understand the plight. But now you don't understand the plight because not only you're a woman, you're a white woman. So you don't understand what black women go through. But you know what? The only reason why black women go through the shit they go through is because they put themselves through it. Stop putting yourself through it, you're gonna have that problem. Stop minding business that's not for yours to mind, and you won't be in this situation. Listen to what's being said to you with an intent to understand, not respond and not combat. But then again, you know, oh, I'm this, I'm that, right? Because we got to be these things, right? We just can't be women, right? You got to be all these other shit. But listen, here's my thing. I don't disagree with a white woman. It's something I've been saying for years. I'm a black woman, right? But because I'm light skinned, it's a whole nother story. But we'll get to that stupid shit later. But at the same time, men as a whole have been saying the same thing. Black men as a whole have been saying the same thing. My question is, never mind who says what. When are you going to actually start listening to black men? Never mind what the white girl, I don't give a fuck about none of that. When are you going to actually stop and actually listen to what's being said? That's the real problem. Yeah, you could talk these things. And I remember when Cynthia G was pro-black. It was pro-black love, pro-black this. But you know what? The problem I have is women can't separate men from other men. What one man does, the rest of the men got to pay for it. And that's just not cool. Accountability, stick it to that person. Play your part and be accountable for the part you played, right? Because we kind of gloss over that, hello, be accountable for your shit. And then the next man that comes along, you can't hold him to what the last standard of the last man. That was your fault because you picked him. Remember that. Black women,
So,
you be picking them, okay? Right? So therefore, here's my overall consensus. Why are you mad at the white woman? Why are you not mad at yourself for that white woman being able to say that in the first place?
let me say this. I want to make this clear because I don't want to
And it's not a white or
misrepresent.
black thing, by the way.
No, it's not even that. They're not mad at the white woman. Yes, she's from New York. They're not mad. They actually, are you from New York? They're not mad at the white woman. I want to make this clear because, if Danny sees this, I wanted to make sure I represent her issue. They're not mad at Just Pearly Things. So everybody that's saying, oh, they mad at her, it's not that. They're mad that we're co-signing it. They're mad that she's saying, oh, we're trying to weaponize her. We're trying to weaponize her. In other words, we're trying to get her They're
That's why they're
saying
mad at her, right? Because see, here's the thing. Yeah, they're mad that you're co-signing with her. So this is why I'm saying they're mad at her because she said something, right? That other black women have said, but we get called pick-me's. Or what's the other one? Bed wenches. I love it. Call me all of that because at the same time, the same way
you
you
get
call me
called
a
a bed wench.
pick-me.
How? If you agreeing with
Yeah,
us,
I get called a bed wench for sticking up for black men because all I want you to do is
that doesn't
sleep
even
with
make
me.
sense.
It doesn't, but that's what they
But
call me,
here,
along with
but
being a pick me.
I
But hold
gotta,
on,
I
hold on,
gotta, hold on.
hold on.
I gotta disagree with Marcus real quick because he says that they're not mad at Pearl. All right,
I'm
from the
talking
what
about when I say they, I'm not talking about black women. I'm talking about Sister George.
I'm talking about, Sister George and Concrete Rose also.
Okay, so talk to me.
Okay, so from
Because
my
you
perspective,
watched the Obsidian video. I didn't. So go ahead.
so from my perspective, Pearl came out and blew up because it was her and that little Afro Latina chick. And they came out with that. How did you get that ring? Oh, I decided to become submissive and stop. That viral video that got everybody mad when the little Latina chick the Puerto Rican chick was talking about, I became submissive. That's how they became famous, from that video. I had never heard of Pearl before that, and I had never heard of Femme Sapien before that. That's her name. So why are they mad? They both have the same message. They both have about the same amount of viewers. Why all of a sudden are they mad at Pearl, who has the exact same talking points as a Puerto Rican chick? The skin color is what the problem is.
No, we know
The white woman's a fucking boogeyman for some reason, even
we
though they're saying
know
the same thing.
we know that, but it's not the talking points of the white woman or the Puerto Rican woman. They're mad that this is the argument. Listen to what I'm saying, bro.
All right.
They feel like, because I don't know if the Puerto Rican woman was brought onto Obsidian and lead attorney in this place and this place and this place.
She went on a Sizecast and other things, so she's been on stuff with like million few 100,000 followers, not million followers, but Sizecast is big, and she went on that. They both went on at the same time.
So basically, a couple of things. They're saying that they have an issue that this white woman is being invited to different manosphere channels to say things anti quote unquote black woman. From what I understand, she'll go onto these channels and speak on general red pill shit.
General, yes.
General
Never
red
black
pill
specific.
shit. General red pill shit. She'll say on these channels. Nothing particular to black women, just general red pill shit. And she's saying that these guys, again, I have seen none of these videos. These guys will try to get her to speak on black women in particular, and she'll refuse to do it. So again, they're saying, oh, we ain't mad at her. We're mad that you invited a white woman on your space or in your space to talk about us. And okay, but again, a lot of these women are guilty of that shit. But them in particular, I mean, I can't say that they was like, well, how would you feel if we invite a white guy onto our channel to talk shit about you? Well, if you did that, you wouldn't be Black Manosphere in your Black Manosphere. But at the end of the day, there should be nothing that Obsidian could ask Pearl that you should be offended by, because if Red Pill is about keeping it real about women and or black women, and you have a channel in the Black Manosphere talking about real shit concerning black women, then nothing she says that Obsidian or lead attorney or anybody asks her should be offensive to you. That's number one. Lion says Obsidian didn't ask her anything black woman related though. So you guys are no better than me. Again, I watched their video yesterday. I'm reacting. It is what it is, right?
A fan came up and asked her a question about black dating. And she even tried to bow out of the fact that she prefers black men. Somebody else had to point that out, that, oh, didn't you date this basketball player, black guy in college? And she just giggled. And they said And then
All of,
Concrete Rose tried to ask her, "Oh, are you dating a black man now?" She wouldn't even comment on that. She was all
okay.
no comment,
All
and
right.
they're
Cool.
mad at a no comment.
That's cool. It's all irrelevant though.
It is.
Khalid, I'm gonna get you in a second. It's all irrelevant though. I don't care. She was taking Chinese dick. It's all irrelevant.
Truth is truth.
They would still be mad. It's all irrelevant. But her fucking with black men actually makes it worse, right? I just want to make it clear that whatever Just Pearly Things crimes against black men, if she has any, will be addressed as that information comes out because she's relatively new to all of us. Does anybody disagree with that statement? I didn't know who this person was before now. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't know who this person was a week and a half ago or whenever she dropped the video of her and her fees. I'm just saying, if you have a problem with what she's saying, then you have a problem with the message here, and you are saying things that you don't believe. Khalid, talk to me.
Yeah, man. Peace to the panel. Thanks for having me.
What's up, bro?
I mean,
Thanks for
part of
jumping
this
on.
is yeah, man. Thanks for sending me the link. Part of this is what happens when you let hens think they need to be in charge of guarding the fox den. And all these broads who are upset about Pearly, number one, they don't necessarily have a problem with her being here and necessarily talking about black issues, but or black women. It's about her being a litmus test or a measuring stick. Because if she doubles down and stays true to the content, that's going to require her, or I should say, these other women, to measure up to her. That's a problem they really had. Because I saw her on the PEEF network panel, and a black woman on there asked her, "Why do you talk about black issues?" And again, like somebody else commented, she said, "Well, I don't. I just speak about the general relationship or dating issues that are out here." And they pressed her again. She didn't even bring up anything about black women at all. She was asked about it. So they're trying to make this narrative where she wants to be in the circle talking about black women.
No.
When really they
That's not what these two particular. I mean, what did you see the live? Because what they're saying on their video, I didn't watch the Obsidian video, but what they're saying on their video, and Ed, I see you. What they're saying is that they don't have a problem. This is what they're saying. They don't have a problem with what's being said. They have a problem with us co-signing. See, this is the thing that's happening. You got a lot of black male content creators in the Black Manosphere that feel a way that female content creators channels are growing faster than theirs. But now the black female content creators are feeling funny that a white woman, this woman's channel is resonating with the audience that they're competing for. That's what it sounds like to me. Danny, you know you my nigga, you don't get no bigger, but that's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like it was cool when you were outperforming us in our space. And now a white woman shows up. She already has the other side. Understand, the Rollo Tomasi crowd is not going to watch the breakdown. But let's be quite honest here. White people are the mass media. They're going to get everybody. They're going to get the white people. They're going to get the Latinas. They're going to get the black people. That's just how it works. Just like women in this space are going to get female followers and us. So what works for you is working for her demographically. That's just how it works. You can't get mad that we gravitate to them in the same way some of the guys who rock with us gravitated to you. That's what it sounds like to me. And that's what to be honest, that's really what's at the bottom of this, because it ain't about the talking points, because they're yours and they're ours. So it ain't that. This is what they Ed, there's a term. I want to say process of elimination, but there's a, you know how you deduce something and you just start taking things out of the equation because it can't be that, right? So you're deducing. It ain't the talking points, because all of our talking points. It ain't nothing else. Is not only that she's a white girl, they're using the white girl thing to say, hey, y'all gravitating to her because she's a white girl, and the whole weaponizing thing is bullshit.
And can you hear me?
Well,
Yeah,
yes, sir.
in troubleshooting, it's called isolation. And
Right.
the thing is, when you're, and what's up, everybody? When you're in, this is what we aspire to in this space, and some dudes, you know, fall short of this, and they get called out. And this is we pretty much say, what's the intention behind these comments? And like I said, you know, Pearl is just like Andrew Tate. You know, people ain't talking about Andrew Tate like that. He was a story because they banned the shit out of him. And then people knew him because he was on Fresh and Fit and some other stuff that kind of popped off. And you don't hear people really talking about Andrew Tate like that because that was a story. Just like when Charleston White is a story, you know, or something else that happens is a story. And what happens is, what you're seeing is literally, as BGS wrote, the myth of white womanhood manifests. That's what you're seeing here. And you're seeing that even with people that are supposedly red pill, and this is some brothers too, that no matter how much you talk about it, they're just going to respond in the way that they're going to respond. And again, you're right about the competitive thing. That's what it is. And my thing is, that shouldn't even matter because we're in a different niche than what she's in. She's making general red pill commentary just like Fresh and Fit did. And that commentary has a more bigger audience as white. You just happen to see black people on there. And what happens is when black people see black people, they assume that means it can only be for black people. And so, yeah, my question that I really want to ask, and I want to throw it out here now, is this: what is it that y'all want the quote unquote Black Manosphere to do? That's what I want to know. That hasn't been said. It's just basically a whole bunch of filing complaints in the file cabinet and all these accusations and shit. What is it that you want the Black Manosphere to do?
See, the argument. So I'm gonna address, first of all, I'm gonna address my super chat. I don't know about this topic, but she had videos about black men, and she removed the videos. It's YT. Anyone, it's YouTube. Anyone can make content. Let audience decide who they want to listen to. I appreciate you, Kareem. I appreciate this comment. I appreciate this super chat. So Prodigy says this. He says, Avatar, a white person comes in and blends in with the tribe and ends up leading the whole tribes. I doubt that Just Pearly Things is about to lead the whole Black Manosphere. But check this out. The argument that we're weaponizing a white woman against black women, the same argument can be made by the daggles that we're using Danny and Concrete Rose and weaponizing them against black women. By their pick-me's, right? Right? Makina, like, I'm weaponizing you against black women. If I have you come on my panel and you're like, oh, she's a light-skinned girl, you're weaponizing light-skinned women against us dark-skinned black women, like that's a slippery slope. You can go forever with that. Nameless protagonist. This situation is insecurity personified. The black community is the canary in the coal mine. We have no agency over what occurs in the UK or on YouTube for that matter. He said, I knew this was going to turn goofy.
And it has turned goofy.
Well, that argument that you know, Marcus made was a justification for black women to ruthlessly, and when I say ruthlessly, I mean very much so ruthlessly, attack black women, going all the way back to the 1.0 days. Black women that would, you know, they didn't side with black men. I forget what some of these chicks, You Heard Me First Time, or some of these chicks, right, they would be more in the middle. These
what
chicks
happened to her?
And they were removed from YouTube because of black women. Black women removed them. That's what happened. Yeah. Now that's not always what happened. Like Ashley W started talking shit about Blue Collar Brothers, and the brothers weren't feeling that shit, and that messed her up on Jap stuff. But a lot of these chicks, and what happened was they were isolated. This is pre Kevin Samuels. So the channels that you see now, like your Chrissy's, your Paris's, your because they all had the similar track. You know, they either deal with Jason Black or Boyce Watkins, Cynthia G as well. They would be pro-black until they weren't, because they weren't really pro-black. What they were sexually politicking, using the pro-black thing as a sexual political tool. And so the women that operated out of that, like your Shay Shardays, your Chantel Simone's, I mean, even a Crimson Cure, quite frankly, you know, couldn't operate as well pre-Kevin Samuels because they would be ruthlessly attacked, not just by bigger creators, but by smaller creators. And so they would be attacked on the pretense of the very thing. You're pandering to black men. It's not really like that, blah, 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 blah. So now these same tactics are being used. Now, here's the thing. They were effective because these channels are small. You're not going to be able to deal with Pearl that way because, number one, most of her audience is not black, despite what y'all want to say. Y'all keep wanting to make it sound like the majority of her audience is a black audience.
Yeah, they done to about 40% is black.
Add. That's a stretch even still.
Yeah.
But this is and that may be possible.
No, I'm saying that's what I'm saying. I'm saying get out of here. 40% of her audience.
And then you got to ask. Let's say it is. Then you got to ask what black, the UK niggas. Because you can get
right.
And then you got to think of because the UK motherfuckers are immigrants. Most of them are just most of them are not third generation. So then you're looking at the UK, then you're looking at Greater Europe. Because see, a lot of black folks don't understand that side of YouTube. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be quick about it. There was a chick that went on Kevin Samuels. This was a Caribbean chick. And, you know, this is the chick that Kevin he was nice to her, but he kind of lambasted her a little bit, basically saying you're raising your son like a bitch, basically, because she was buying all this stuff. She was buying all this stuff for his son, Gucci belts and stuff like that. He wasn't earning it. So basically he was saying you're spoiling the her kid because she had money. She was like a 92 and she was successful in corporate America. Now she wound up being on my stuff and she dropped some bread. She dropped like $125 in the cash app. She asked me to review a video. The video that I reviewed was of this Arab, like this one of these Western Arabs that panders to, it seemed like they pandered to black women. I reviewed the video, blah, blah, blah. But then I looked at the channel. And when I looked at the channel, this dude had like a couple of mil, like maybe 2 million, this is like 2 years ago, 2 million subscribers. And hundreds of thousands of views on every video. It was very blatantly obvious this video was targeting international black women, the ones that are being on the swirl train, but from an international standpoint, and not necessarily African American women, but an English speaking audience. So my point in saying that is there is an international side of YouTube that y'all don't really see that you can do big numbers. Some of these Africans get really big that way too in the Pan-African community. Maybe they don't have the same kind of spending power, but as far as subscribership, you have that too. So she's not only just pulling from a white audience and not only a white UK audience, by the way, because she's hosting the shit. She's pulling from a white European audience. Obviously, she's in America, so she can tap that audience as well. So people aren't thinking about that because, again, it's that white inferiority bullshit that's driving a lot of this. So, again, even if it is black folks, is it African Americans? Because that's principally who we speak to in our content. They just saying they black, so all of a sudden that's the same shit, and that's bullshit. Because the UK black folks are completely different, especially as the way they talk to their women, because they're a lot more ruthless than what we are, because they don't give a fuck about dating out and shit like that. But anyway, yeah.
So let me shout out some of these super chats. Kareen, thank you for the second super chat. I think what it says: black men equals black women. I got you. We got Marty McFly in the back. I'm gonna bring him in. So hold on, let me address some of these members. Yeah, Aaron, I see you. Janfar, they shouting out other guys. Nameless, if you wanted to jump in here, I don't know what you're doing. Shout out to Exit to Brazil. He responded to that, I guess. Let me see who else is up in here. I think I got another super chat. So Ask Quentin says the solution is for content creators to stop endorsing these chicks. The chicks come in and use the manosphere to grow their channels and then hop out. Now, I'll say this, right?
I completely disagree with that shit. That's bullshit.
I disagree with it too. I won't say that it applies to nobody. I won't say that. But you know how we do. We rock with whoever, there's a like, you can feel who, for the most part, who's genuine and who's not, right? And
Well,
who puts out stuff like Daphne. Daphne is genuine.
the problem that I have with that comment, and look, I ain't got no problem with Quentin, but I'm gonna say it just like this. And I'm sorry, I can say this because I mean, you ain't saying it, nigga. These bitches ain't here because of y'all, the audience. Nigga, YouTube is a consumer-based platform. The content creator is y'all. That would, even the algorithm can't make people watch. The only thing the algorithm can do is show it to a plurality of people where it's most likely they're gonna get watched by somebody, because they give people help. But the reality is that, like, perfect example, Danielle bought that channel from another black content creator. Y'all know who he is, and that's not even the point. My point is, y'all literally had this channel ran by a dude, and then it was then took over by two chicks, right? And y'all continue watching it. That ain't our fault. That's y'all fault. And the issue that I got with that is, y'all need to start holding the audience accountable. Y'all need to hold yourselves accountable. Stop fucking blaming us for the fact that y'all can, because truth be told, most of y'all that do the most bitching about this shit are some of the main ones watching this shit. All you niggas got favorites. Danica Marie is some of y'all. I've literally heard certain content creators bitch about women in the space, but then they want to give their favorites a pass. Danica Marie gets a pass. Crimson Cure, all y'all giving a pass. And that is what it is. Oh, she keeps it real. Okay, so that means you like the content. I mean, the fact of the matter is, Crimson Cure passed Angry Man and subscriber count. My nigga, that is y'all's fault. That is on y'all.
So I'm gonna say this.
So y'all could kiss my. No, I'm not saying this to be. I'm not really trying to be an asshole about it. No. What I'm saying is, I don't hear enough of that from folks. It's always, let's blame the content.
I said it earlier before you jumped in.
Oh, and then another thing too is, keep in mind that, let's take a Danica Marie for example. Danica Marie's power comes from Facebook. A lot of y'all don't understand. I didn't know this. Kendra G's channel, not Crimson Cure, she got 400 and something thousand subscribers on YouTube. I mean, video. I didn't know that. So her show is a lot bigger on Facebook than it's here. What is my point? My point is, Danica comes from there as well. What is my point? She said she had 90% male audience. Why the fuck would I not go over there if the talking points are similar and engage with her audience so that I can try to get some of that? That's another thing too, when you look at guys like Obsidian and why they may deal with this, because they have the similar audience. So what it really is you're asking is, dudes need to just stop talking about women and talking about these concretors. Here's another funny thing. We offered that when it came to MGTOW. Y'all said MGTOW was gay. So on the one hand, y'all want to talk about women, but somehow y'all don't want dudes to talk to women. And y'all need to fix that for yourselves, because we're tired of this schizophrenic bullshit that y'all keep on presenting. That's my issue. Fucking pick.
Yo, so let me shout out to Snazzy Individual. All right, showing a little support. Keep grinding. I appreciate that. All right, so I forgot what I was going to say.
My bad, I do that.
Marty, Marty, what's up, man?
Yo, what's up, man? I'm just I'm seeing some flashes here. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. But yeah, this whole situation, I look at it like I just follow the money, because who else? The question I always ask is, who else out there is doing similar content, Rip Pill, who's white? If you can't tell me, well, not you, but if none of these females can tell me what other females adjacent to Pearly who are supported, so you mean to tell me this is the only one in all of YouTube?
No, I put the other chick in the back in the private chat. It's another chick with 425, and if you see her channel, yo, it is so blatant. It's funny.
Right, but it's okay, two. All right, so we got two in the entire world. They trying to make it seem like it's an influx, and it's just a wave of white bitches coming in. And
my thing is this: it shouldn't be a problem that they white if we ain't got an issue with women in a male space speaking red pill, then they should not have a problem with a white woman in a male space or a male black space speaking red pill for men in general or for black men. What matters is the message. If she's saying something crazy, then get her out of here, right?
Yeah, they don't. They don't.
If we prove her to be a grifter, then get her out of here. But you can't be mad. You can't say we're weaponizing her against black women when the whole space is saying what she's saying. So that means this message is a weapon against black women, including your channel. Your channel is a weapon against black women. So if that means you don't believe the message that you're kicking. Go ahead, Marty. Finish your statement. I'm gonna have Nameless jump in. Go ahead.
Yeah, I knew it was questionable when they started. Sexy Red, I think, was the name of the girl that came up there when they were doing the Obsidian.
Sexy Red.
Sexy Red.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and she started questioning. I'm gonna just keep it real. Like, bitches really give a fuck about black men being fired for some shit.
Yeah, they were fishing.
Yeah, and it was like, and then when she looked stupid, now it became all giggles about, I'm single. Like, it's just like, and see the thing. This is what I think. I think they're really scared of her because she's from Chicago. She grew up with like 10 brothers, so she's already around like masculine type of energy, and she doesn't really.
Marty, they say that they don't have a problem with the talking point. They talk red pill shit on their channel. They're a red pill manosphere channel. I want to make this clear. I'm telling you what they're saying. They're saying that they don't have a problem with her message. They just have a problem with a white woman saying it. But men are saying we have a problem with you saying the message. So if you're here in a male space, then you shouldn't have a problem that a white girl is saying the same message. It shouldn't matter who.
Let's keep it real. They had a problem with Kevin Samuels, not Danielle particularly, but they danced on Kevin Samuels' grave. So we know that's bullshit. Now all of a sudden,
female content creators.
Well, you had ones that benefited from it, and then you had your Cynthia G's and them.
Let's keep it to female content creators who speak red pill talking points. That's who we're talking about. If you're a black woman or whatever woman, and you have a red pill message, then you can't be mad at anyone that comes into space with a red pill message. It doesn't matter if they're a zebra. It doesn't matter. They're saying, and I'm gonna hold them to this, that they're red pill, right? We allow them to say what they're saying. They feel like we got an issue with them being here, benefiting from the space, and they're saying also that, well, y'all got a problem with us benefiting from the space, but y'all don't have a problem with Pearly benefiting from the space. But Pearly is not Black Manosphere. The Black Manosphere didn't build her for that argument. If the Black Manosphere built Pearl, then you could say, oh, we're letting her rock and surpass you, but we didn't do that because she's not our product.
Well, what I'm saying is that's all a smokescreen for them trying to prevent something later on. I think, in my opinion, I think what they're this is going to be funny, but I think they're trying to prevent the Messiah to rise. Because look at it like this, and this is just my warp thinking of things, right?
Okay,
check this out.
He's from New York, like you.
The way she handled, I'm just breaking down the timeline, right? The way she handled Hafiz, which is really a cakewalk, right? And the blowback from that week, I call it Hell Week, right? Then the way she handled B. Taylor on the Lapeef show. I mean, she like pretty much. I mean, so now this is what I'm saying. You got an average looking white woman who, by all accounts, is really saying some basic shit, but she kind of knows how to have conversations with people. And basically the same way she had conversations with Hafiz, she didn't have to overtalk him to make him look stupid. So just the same way she deals with the black woman a certain way. So what I'm saying, the Messiah on their end, this is not me. Could you imagine if Pearly 2.0 is a 25-year-old model-looking chick with the same speech pattern, the same work ethic, that's going to totally if they're bucking on this shit. Wait till the Latin version of that comes through. Wait till you see what I'm saying?
I just made a post about that.
So what I'm saying is they're trying to smokescreen the shit to prevent the Messiah from really coming. Because here's the thing. When she hops up on the panels, it's almost like how Fox News has black people to come on and say shit that they can't say, but it really is what it is. So basically, when Pearl comes on, she is pretty much a clean slate with everybody. If you're saying some real shit, she'll let you know. But at the same time, if you're saying some bullshit, which a lot of black women do, that whole Kay and Kayla shit that went on for 8 months when they were just getting on, all that shit canceled out as soon as Pearly got on or as soon as Amira got onto that show. Because you can't play those dynamics with a white woman or a non-black woman. They point that shit out. And real femininity, which is why Courtney first got that chameleon tag, when real femininity comes on the spot, you can't mask that shit. And so this is a smoke screen. That's what I'm saying. I'm stepping back. And I'm like, okay, it ain't really, like you said, keep it 100. It ain't what she's saying. The girl ain't really did nothing. So what is all the commotion for? So I step back and I'm like, all right, because black women are smart. They kind of think 4 steps ahead. So I had to step back and say, okay, I had to look at the steps. Just like if you're playing Horizon Zero Dawn, you doing like the trace. I had to see where they went and where they're going and how they're getting there. So I'm like, oh, they trying to prevent the next because here's the thing. Let another woman come through. She don't even got to be white. Let her be like an exotical, a bad bitch, and she's coming through with the same speech pattern. It's over.
But listen, bro. I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna move on to Nameless. Right. First, I gotta read this super chat. They feel exposed by a white woman saying the talking points. It's like when someone outside the family airs out the dirty laundry of your kin. Right. I hear that, right? They want to be the ones to do it, not her. Like, we can't let an outsider. But this would make sense if Pearl was speaking on black shit, and she's not. A white woman in the red pill space that is not speaking on black relationships should not be a problem. And it shouldn't even be a problem that they say dudes are asking her questions. Well, that's what they said. Guys in here are saying that he didn't, or a caller did. They're saying Obsidian didn't ask her to speak on black relationships. That's something that I'll have to find out later. But it's being said that a caller did, and you can't control what callers or commenters say, right? But what I'm saying is this Messiah thing. If Pearl spoke on the Black Manosphere or black relationships, then that would make sense. That doesn't even, and I'm not saying how they feel or how they don't feel, but it wouldn't make sense because, again, she's speaking on general red pill shit. Women
in their mind, it's not general because black people are present. That's basically what they leaning on.
So Jay Jermaine, you wildin'. Shout out to Jay Jermaine. Thank you for that super chat. My man is wild right now. He's a white power. Crazy. I always say that on YouTube. You got, man, what are you doing? Say, I know she's not, but it doesn't matter to them. They're hypersensitive. Yeah. It's the fact that not just that what she's saying is a problem, because they say it, but that this woman can jump onto these platforms from these guys and get play. That's what it sounds like to me. You know what I'm saying? Osu. What's popping, my nigga?
To the chat and the folks on the panel, hosts.
What's going on, bro? Talk to me. I know you about to kick some funky lyrics. So go ahead, man. Talk to us, bro.
Look,
we ready.
Ed, you know I don't raise my voice normally. When I was on your panel the other night, what did I say?
Man, I had like 4 streams that day.
Did I not call that shit?
Yeah, you say on my panel, or you talk about you on Art
Yours.
Nostal's panel the first
Yeah,
time?
yeah. We was on Art New Stalls. My bad. Art New
Yeah,
Stall.
you
Not New
basically.
Stall. Art at Itmore in the Coliseum.
Yeah, I mean, you wanted to get, I got what you were trying to do, but that was a different conversation that was being had. It was really, I mean, BGS was on he was on some, I'm tracing it, and O'Shea is doing the Pan Africanist, like, what do they call it? The maneuver where you try to go to the side of a military force.
You trying to flank. So
Yeah,
here's
flank.
here's
Yeah,
what
So
this
he
was.
wanted to identify that, to put that in the record, and you were basically talking about where this is going. So he was
Right.
talking about where it's been. That's why we were on a different page. Kid. That's why you had to raise your voice, because like, look, I'm talking about this is the route this is going. And so just understand that we need to get clarity on this now and hammer that now.
Right.
And BGS was like, this is where this came from, and we need
Right.
to make sure we keep in mind of the source. Both are important, but
Right.
we're talking about what you talk about right now. So yeah.
So now that we saw this goofy shit pop off, for the record, Fubu Hill sent somebody out to go commit a suicide mission. Drop some bullshit.
Tell them what Fubu Hill is, and shoot, hit them likes. Explain Fubu Hill, because you explained it to me. I'm sorry to cut you off, but explain for those that don't know what Fubu Hill is. Explain what Fubu Hill is, and shout out to Marty McFly for these visuals that we're looking at right now. But yeah, Fubu Hill.
I'm thinking Damon John's about to open a new clothing line.
Nah, they are the remnants of the conscious and pro-black sector. What's left after intersectional feminists have ravaged their way through and out and locked ranks with the greater feminist community. The remnants of, I'm going to call them the Sonnetter sector, that whole entire conscious aggregate, and the divestors that have left that group under the context of these niggas ain't shit. So what's left over is Fubu Hill. Motherfuckers that are going to stand there and they're going to wait on that hill, and they're going to be the last bastions of whatever pro-blackness that was totally usurped by intersectional feminism and the hijacking of Article 7. And I can get on that shit later. But the bottom line is, a lot of these individuals have no content. They have nowhere to go. They're not getting support. And post Kevin Samuels, there's been a huge dry spell. And so it's frustrating, because a lot of us here were either adjacent, came up to, or left that particular segment of Black YouTube because they did not hold women accountable, the means by which we identify as the gynocracy. And all this was a suicide mission to try to pin some bullshit on the space. And I wanted that cleared from the very onset, that nobody here had anything to do, or nor did we give a damn about what she was doing over there in the UK. Nobody cared. Everybody she came in contact with, either they didn't specifically identify with the Black Manosphere, or had peripheral influence because they were influencing everybody. And I think that's important, because the new colonial model for the West isn't Christianity anymore. It's intersectional feminism. And so everywhere you turn where there's a Western insert, there goes along with it this intersectional feminist ideology. And so individuals that go to school in the West, whether it be Canada, America, and aspects of the UK, they go back to their home countries infected with this intersectional ideology, and it's influencing not only the dating market, but people's ability to form relationships and build families. As a result, the conversation that used to be rather exclusive here in Black America has become a conversation that's been made global, especially with the onset of Kevin Samuels. And so it's inevitable that people in their home countries, in their home regions, are going to have these conversations, especially if they can chop up longer conversations, make them shorter segments, and present them in little bits and pieces that people can consume. And so to tell me you don't know this is happening globally, again, speaks to the conditioning at play here. This is an argument that the gynocracy is making against men, which is just another subtle reminder of, nigga, we own you. Now do as I said. Here go this Miss Ann. Go get them. And then be mad at you that you don't go and attack some chick that ain't got shit to do with the space. And it doesn't help that we get one individual that was a pillar here, and then he co-signs on it purely because it's going to provide tension and conflict, and that gets clicks and views. And so here we are. We've got another Cold War going on with Fubu Hill and more goofiness running around here with the spaces getting brought up on false charges. Didn't nobody in this chat really pay attention to this chick until she started showing up in our YouTube shorts 50, 60 times a damn day. Nobody talking about her. You can't find videos of anybody speaking about this chick until the fallout occurred with Hafez. And so it's clear the reason why we even said anything about Hafez is because of the new card he wanted to flip on Coach Greg Adams, which he clearly had an issue with. And then later on, it occurred with his interview with her. And then he ended up not only flipping the script, trying to pull that mess, he literally fell on his own sword, came back and tried to apologize later, and then pulled this Uno reversal card about, oh, well, am I not allowed to evolve? Fuck out of here, fam. That was why we were upset looking at him like he was goofy. But they want to try to reverse and flip this and try to pretend as though we're over here caping for white folks. No one goddamn well, the whole reason why we have a Black Manosphere is to get away from that sphere. I got a Manosphere highlights talking about why we created this goddamn space. It's a year old now. Ain't no damn way anybody in this space can influence the UK algorithm. And there's absolutely no way you are that cognitively challenged to not know that you have people classified as Black that are going to be out and about in anywhere where there's a Western English-speaking population. You're going to get the same problems because the same formula is being put in place to create them.
I appreciate that, man. The first thing I'm going to say is, for anybody, how large is JustPearlyThings channel? What is her subscriber base right now?
I think she's at 600K now.
600K. I would argue that if Danny George and Concrete Rose, shout out to them, had a following that big, every male content creator would be trying to get them on their channels for commentary or whatever, because that's what YouTubers do. They get people on who are hot, right? You got a certain amount of followers or whatever, you got a subscriber base. That's what they do. They bring people on. It's just like Ed said, you want some of that traffic. Whether you go on whether you go on their space or they come on yours. It doesn't mean that you co-sign everything that they've done in their lives. If they destroyed a Black man when they was 13, that doesn't mean you know about it. It doesn't mean you co-sign it. It doesn't mean any of that. It just means either you're going on a space to grab some of their subs or their audience, or vice versa. That's what YouTubers do. That's what they would do. They would bring on people that would bring interest to their channel. It's not about caping as far as creators go. Now, what the audience does, they do what they do. Danny, they've caped for you in reference to us. So don't get mad at the game. That's the game. We over here, the creators of this, this space was made for us, by us. Funny, no pun intended. Right, but you've come in and you've taken subscriber bases from guys who built this. Okay, they might say this, they might say that, but you don't say, "Oh, I'm taking attention away from y'all. Let me fall back." You don't say that. You keep rocking. You keep hustling. You do your thing. But then someone else from somewhere else garners attention over here for 5 minutes, because it's literally been 5 minutes, because she's been making noise over there. But now that she's crossing over here a little bit, just a little bit, you're crying foul. And that doesn't work. That doesn't work. Understand, you're taking up a space here. So you can't cry foul about the same audience you took being taken from you potentially by this person. You can't. You can't. If anything, we should be mad about it. The content creators of the Black Manosphere should be the ones tripping about Just Pearly Things coming and taking their viewership. But instead, what they do is they collaborate. So instead of being mad, how about maybe bring on Just Pearly Things to say the same red pill stuff that you say on your channel. Now, if you have a problem with the content, that means you got a problem with the space.
Imagine us. No, for a second. Imagine us getting mad at King Riches and going on his podcast talking smack because he's a black man over in the UK. He doesn't come up in our algorithm, right?
I'll give you a better one. Imagine us getting mad at Rollo Tomasi.
Oh, we love Rollo. He cool.
We love Rollo, but hear me out with the analogy and the comparison. That would mean we should be mad that black subscribers to this content go to listen to a white man say red pill shit.
Oh,
I mean, and even when you look at, like, for instance, Fresh and Fit, because Fresh and Fit, was closer to this. They were closer to our audience until they weren't. They were never in, but they were closer. If you look at Solo, the Sig, Donovan Sharp, all of that, and even Obsidian has, been more cool with Fresh and Fit than not, right? And Tommy Sotomayor went up on there. Y'all know how much some of y'all love him. Lord knows y'all let me know that on the channel. The point is, they just hit a mill. I mean, they've been through a whole bunch of crap. We know mostly black people don't listen to their stuff. They have a sizable black audience, but they have a more wider audience. That's how you get to those numbers. Same thing with Mediocre. Same thing with Chiz said. They keep this stuff more general. Now, obviously, they're going to bring up more black women as far as who they're commenting on, as far as modern women. Because quite frankly, if you are black and you bring up too many white females, the white boys are going to feel some type of way about it, chastising it like that. So that may mess with your money. That's just a market thing. But the argument really is that y'all, the thing I'm always going to come back to is, number one, you all are charging us up against something that ain't got nothing to do with us. What y'all really want is for us to remove her from YouTube. And y'all want us to make this like gesture talking about we love. Understand, this is not a pro-black space. You may have pro-black dudes in here, but this is not a pro-black space. This is a pro-black male space. First and period. This is what a lot of these dudes have a problem with. They say, no, like, for instance, I'm Mawale. They'll sit there and be like, I wanted to be in this space. No, you wanted to be in this space and dictate how this shit was going to run. And by the way, nobody does that. That's why SBM doesn't get to come in the Black Manosphere and tell niggas that are married or niggas that still want to deal with black women how the fuck they going to operate. They tried that shit and they had to get checked. They had to get the broom a little bit to let them know we respect you got your own shit and we're going to respect your shit. But y'all, same thing with black conservatives. Black conservatives, when Trump was coming up, thought, we get some people lean more right or more in the middle, or we're not really liberal like that. But that's different between, Trump's is phallus to, keep it, from cursing. That's different. I'm not saying all y'all do that to do that. But what I'm saying is y'all trying to judge us on the fact that everybody's not kissing, kissing on Trump like that. They had to get checked. So it's the same thing with dudes want to get extra street. And then they want to be like, oh, this is going to be a street warrior thing. So it's not just that. It's always folks are saying this is for everybody. If you want something, you need to be what you want to see. Even when the dudes that want to play the self-improvement game, saying this space needs to be for self-improvement only. This ain't even that bit of truth. That's more like the C Boogie and stuff like that. That had to get checked. So it's always like an element that tries to take over. Now, as far as this chick is just somebody that's a topic of conversation. And honestly, and here's the irony of it. The irony is, just like with Kevin Samuels, this chick, I was on mute when I was trying to say this. This chick gained 9,000 subscribers in a 72-hour period. I've been looking at her channel was at like 526. That shit is at like 530. 626.
And is it even possible that there's enough men in the Black Manosphere to even support her, even if we wanted to?
No.
And that's my point.
Angry Man, the biggest channel outside of O'Shea's, it's like really, really our space is really Crimson Cures. Honestly, that's really pulling from our type of content. Because like a JR Wisdom is really doing reactionary content. Angry Man is like what, in the 30s or something. So the reality is that's the peak. So if your O'Shea kind of pulls from different stuff, even though you could kind of say that, but he doesn't say he's in space. My point is, folks if we could do that, we would have put somebody else on to that. Kevin,
Facts.
yeah, and but see, all of that gets escaped because it's about their feelings, and you have other dudes that are taking advantage of that by creating these gender wars, basically saying, look, they love these white folks. Yo, that's why SBM is a part of this. Like Marcus said, this ain't nothing that didn't exist before her. And truth be told, there's quite a few white women in the white man's, because the argument is they can't, because another argument that Danny made was that, you know, the white boys aren't helping her, or maybe this was Courtney that said this, to be fair. The white boys are not helping her, so she came to the black folks. This is why she paid black folks for consulting and stuff like that, which is actually not true. She paid her fees. She paid her fees. We see how that conversation with her fees. Her fees didn't help her get to where she was. She didn't do an interview on the roommates, unless somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. She told lead attorney directly to his face, why didn't he help her when she needed him, and he had to low-key check her on that. That was when Coach Greg Adams and her were on lead attorneys. And then you got Kevin. And Kevin, you didn't see her on Kevin shit. So as far as exposure, no, they gave them operational stuff, which is, by the way, something O'Shea did with O'Shea is low-key done that with quite a few females.
Look, Ed, this is what pisses me off about this entire thing. Irrespective of what we say, because we don't say what the gynocracy wants us to say, even if we're pointing out the objective reality, this is classified as, quote, defending her. That's what's pissing me off about this.
Yeah, no, I'm about to piss you off even more.
Hold on. Before you do that, I got to shout out. I got to do a couple shout outs. I got
This is a good one I'm about to get.
I got a couple cash apps. Shout out to Romello for the cash app. I appreciate that. Also, I got a couple more that are listed under people's government. Well, I got one from Nobody. Nobody sent the cash app. I appreciate that too.
Nobody's a goat.
Yeah,
no doubt. Nobody sent me a cash app. So I got another cash app. I don't want to say government names. If you sent me the cash app, the $5 cash app, Tarkus 459. That's the cash tag that is coming from. I don't know if that's your screen name here, but Tarkus 459. Thank you for the cash app. Before you go, Ed, this is what I'll say again. You know, because we're talking about what the gynocracy has an issue with, and again, I want to reiterate that allegedly, we talk about Danny and Concrete Rose. They're not supposed to be gynocracy. They're supposed to be red pill content creators.
Of course.
Right?
Now, let me reiterate that point, because when I said that for a reason, because at the end of the day, that's who runs Fubu Hill, whether they admit it or not. And even if you get an object that's been refurbished, if it's been built on Fubu Hill, its primary directive is still running on gynocracy.exe. They just updated the Manosphere software. So sometimes that spyware sitting in the back cache, and all it takes is the right event to happen, and that shit just triggers, and they can't even help it.
And you see it. And here's the funny thing about it, because I'm going to bring Courtney into this just to make this point. This is a beautiful point. And I'm not even talking about the fact that Anton is the closest to the Manosphere she got was Anton. Anton interviewed her on his channel before Obsidian, as well as the Lapeef, where she took the arm of that B. Taylor chick. Y'all ain't had jack shit to say. I heard some of my subscribers talking about this, but I ain't even go look that up, because when they said JustPearlyThings, I said, that sound white. That ain't for me. That's literally what I told my subscribers. Like, you hear what happened on the Lapeef network? Because they be doing that. Because, you know, that happened with Melanie King and 6, where something always going down on the Lapeef network, right? Don't even get me started on 6 to God is trying to low-key me to chaotic truth, but that's not my point. My point is this. I remember when Pink Book was a lot smaller than what she is now, because Pink Book is north of 200K right now. When she did a video, you could look this up, checking Courtney Michelle, because Kevin put now Pink Book says she's married. I mean, I have no reason to think she's lying. Kevin had Courtney as a co-host. You remember that? Do y'all remember when he had her as a co-host and she was talking to other women?
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay. So you ain't never seen no Kevin had no white chick as a co-host. So my point is, we have a track record on what we've done for black women versus what we've done for quote unquote white women or a non-black women. We have a track record. So my thing is for Courtney, and I'm just saying what she said for Courtney and kind of mommy. This is what pissed BGS off. By the way, check out that Patreon where BGS went the fuck off. Very good. It's only $1. But anyway, where she was miming Obsidian about quote unquote black men being paid off, Lead, Hafiz, and Kevin, because she paid them for consulting and courses, paying them off for us not to say nothing, which is so basically she has the subscribership she has because they got paid off by black men, even though none of their content people to watch their content anyway. Y'all get that. My point is this: she says that with so much conviction. Yet Kevin literally had her as a host just off the strength of her being connected to LaPeep. She did not have no subscribers like that back then. And this is why I'm pissed. Y'all can have your opinion, but when y'all start getting into y'all just making shit up so y'all could make that shit fit. If there was a dude doing that, we would check the shit. That's why we roasted. We overcooked. We got to work on that, guys. We can't overcook food. We overcooked Hafiz. That for that very reason. Because Hafiz was like and so
that nigga was nuked.
And then y'all literally the pro blacks of Fubu Hill. I love that. That reminds me of Silent Hill. Somebody needs to do a Silent Hill spoof. That's how these motherfuckers are walking around.
Yo, let me shout out the super chat, bro. Leroy says he can't give me more than $2 because he gave Pearly $500. What's going on, baby? $500. Man, I hope she coming through.
Please, nigga, y'all. It's one
But
nigga.
look,
Hold on. It's one nigga that gave Chantel Simone $1,500, and I saw that. Oh yeah, it's 500.
Nah,
Like,
Leroy playing, but go ahead, man.
Okay, but here's my point, Ed, because there's no satisfying none of this bullshit. If the bitch got an accent, it's a problem. If you can't trace her directly, if you can't trace her directly to some place on the plantation in America somewhere, it's a goddamn problem.
When
If
Nameless
she's too
breaks
light,
frame, it's over.
Man, look,
keep going.
I'm trying. My patience was already in the negatives with this shit. The point is, we've got a track record of upholding the tenets of why we were here in the first place. And this is why really I'm done talking about it after today. And this shit don't exist to me anymore because nobody brought her here. Nobody asked her to be here. Nobody made her do anything. We didn't contribute towards anything besides pretty much highlight the observable reality of the situation.
We highlighted the cooking of
Hafiz. It's no longer anything that is contained in Black America. This is an international conversation. I cover all of this crap in my Hive theory. We're showing how the effects of intersectional feminism, but feminism in general, has killed the ability for relationships to form, especially in a nuclear model context. We highlight what happens when women get education and they're not in the home, when they have the option to make a family and they don't have that family pressure to do so, that they simply don't. We've highlighted all of the socioeconomic data, broken all of that down, shown the trajectory of this. And surprise, surprise, governments are interested in this because if they don't have a population that can upkeep the tax rate at which people are retiring, they can't compete internationally. So yes, laws are being changed because of this mess. Yes, it's entered into the social conversation in general. And there's absolutely nothing anybody can do. The reality is the Black Manosphere was ahead of the curve. And now that what we're talking about, people are now starting to see, and since outside of America, they actually have to pay attention to their environment. They don't have the luxury of having one of the most powerful socio-political apparatus on planet Earth, possibly in history. They don't have nuclear weapons and 2 whole oceans to keep people away. They don't have Monroe Doctrine to where they don't have to worry about anything but their own internal BS. People are so sheltered from the reality of how this world really works that they think that wherever they live at is the entire damn planet. And it really is beginning to show here because people have undervalued the information and the content that this place has created. And it isn't
And
until
I'm gonna
somebody catches it on the peripheral tip and then makes use of it in a structured environment that it's a damn problem.
Another thing they're scared of how bold a lot of these chicks. See, black women have benefited from the myth of other races of women are scared of you. Now you have with Hispanics that's really not the case, but with white women particularly. And what you're seeing is they already know. It's just like with the passport bros. The more that shit happens, the more sophisticated it gets, the stronger it gets. So it's kind of like what Marty said, where they're trying to. I don't necessarily call it the Messiah. I call it more of a death by 1,000 cuts. The reality is, people were warned about this. Kevin said that there's a lot of non-black females that want to get in the mix, and I've held them back, from going in there. There's a lot of non-black females that want to call in to the show, and I've limited that. And folks think, oh, well, he's just saying this because he wants to trigger black women, and the reality is BGS warned you. I'm talking about for years now. Y'all were warned. We showed y'all with what these young motherfuckers was on. You all were warned. And the reality is, just like how a lot of women exploded off of Kevin Samuels, there's a lot of black female. And here's the funny thing about it is, and here's another thing I want to say. How come Danielle ain't mentioning none of these motherfuckers actually showed up at? Before Obsidian, she actually showed up on the lead attorneys at the time of her making that video. She actually, and lead attorney ain't got no connections like with Courtney like Anton does. So that is not an excuse. So my question is, why is it that y'all are picking and choosing certain content creators to say this with? Because, lead attorney will make that shit a goddamn YouTube short and use that siren and start playing y'all. The thing is, they know who to fucking play with, who's going to kind of listen to it and not make it a big deal. And they know who's going to like kind of show up and check that shit. And that's personally what I think is going on too. And at the end of the day, real talk, a lot of the guys that want y'all out of the space, y'all are really pissing the people off that kind of gave y'all a kind of end to be up in here. Because Lord knows BGS was one of the main ones as well. And y'all pissing BGS off too. And a lot of these guys, like for instance, Hardcore Tito, they don't want none of y'all up in here. And they can't get everybody, but if they can get as many as they can, they will. And I'm not somebody that's about to get in their way, because at the end of the day, this is activity that y'all are doing. Y'all are proving a lot of dudes right. They wish so much that Jessica X would have slipped up like this. They pray every night because Jessica.
They did hate Jessica X bad.
Yeah, Jessica. But Jessica has been smart. Even with the way she handled this, she kind of kept it the same energy that she had for like the Glendon situation, where she sided with the situation, which a lot of dudes did. Shay Sade has kind of been real smart about this, basically saying that divestors are hypocrites. So here you go, which is a smart move, from a standpoint. But at the end of the day, man, a lot of people aren't gonna forget this shit. They really not. And it's not just them, it's dudes too that's on some bullshit as well. But they always on some bullshit.
But
so.
I got one question. This is the question that's going to get me in trouble. I said this to Marcus behind the scenes. What's wrong with having a young woman who dates black men, have an opinion on dating? Why is that a bad thing? But older women who can't and aren't with a black man get to have an opinion on dating and mating. Explain that to me and make it make sense.
Explain, if you want to piss somebody off, somebody send Pearly an email and have her do a whitest girl reacts to Fox Soul and the queens of bullshit.
But see, this is what I'm saying. Like,
what that's going to create one day.
I can be an asshole if y'all want to play the pull the trigger shit again, we can play that game. Like Obsidian's already shown you. We can play that game.
What they don't want and what is probably going to happen out of this, because they summoned this bullshit. Just for the record, they started this crap. This is what they summoned. So they going to really have to deal with it. What they're going to do is they're going to push these female content creators to start aggregating their resources. And since they've got the production power, watch them start some kind of pseudo woman sphere that's international. And it's going to be a wrap.
So shout out to my man Rob with the no ma'am.
then it's gonna be the colorism shit. First of all,
and then they're gonna blame that shit on us too.
But to ask what you call its question, answer directly. Here's the thing that's a 2-part answer. Let me say this:
make it as concise as you can, Ed, because I got shit on my mind. I don't want to forget.
Okay, I'll be quick. There's a difference between us building that and then that's there and we find it and then we just start leveraging it. Those are two different things. So what folks are trying to do is saying, here's this white chick, don't leverage it. Well, that cat's out of the bag. Y'all ain't, Anton did that and y'all ain't saying shit to him. So, and because they're going to leverage it on top of the commentary, but also if she has some of the audience that we could deal with, that too. Austin's already interviewed with her. So has Chantel. Anyway, I'll let you say what you got to say.
No, I was going to say to you, they're counting Anton's exchange as Manosphere.
Well, I got Sexy Red to straight up. I mean, Sexy Red. I told her like they're making that up. Like JR and the People Network has outright said they're not Black Manosphere, and that they have also said their stuff is not Black centric.
I was there for that. I was there for that conversation. I wasn't on the panel, but I was in the chat. Understand, any Black man that has sat in front of JustPearlyThings and had a conversation with her, they're calling it Manosphere.
Yeah, which is why I mean that's chameleon activity. I mean basically that is a chameleon charge. That is chameleon flagrant 1, and you only get a couple of flagrant files. So real talk, don't get mad if folks start being cool on y'all shit. Don't get mad if people start listening to Shay Sade a little bit more or Pink Book, because truth be told, Pink Book them vacuum more folks out of the space than Pearl has, but y'all ain't saying shit to her. And she did it without showing her face. And by the way, when a white dude showed about BGS has been talking about Richard Reeves for some time, and Richard Reeves speaks for Black boys. You know why? Because y'all bitches gonna give a fuck about him.
The first time I ever saw Pearly Things was back in May on Donovan Sharp's channel. Her and Fem Sapien. And I don't think anybody was talking about her back in May.
No.
And we damn sure know that Donovan Sharp is not in the Black Manosphere because he openly said he's not.
Yeah.
So this idea, and hell, Fem Sapien was blowing up more than Pearly Things. I only saw her blow up after she was on Donovan's channel again and thanked him for giving her equipment to set up her studio.
Pearly was at 70,000 subscribers in March. That's what I heard. She's at 637 now.
That's true because I checked the channel. She was around there in May.
Mr. Let Go was at 12 in March when Kendra G tried to take his head off. He's at 270 now. A lot of that is that YouTube short shit. That's what a lot of that is. Go ahead.
Yep.
So let's start taking closing remarks. First, I want to show this. This is what I think Exit to Brazil sent me. Hold on, let me pull it up. It's some funny shit.
Yeah, we need. Yeah, I got that AI picture thing. Yo, I'm gonna get to work. Yo, I'm gonna come up with some shit. Fubu Hill, yeah, because I'm telling you, that's how the Black with the head thing. We got for Uma. Yeah.
Shout out to Exit to Brazil for this. He sent this to my inbox. Just understand, y'all got stuff y'all want me to display that's funny. You can send it to, if you got me on Facebook, inbox me. But yeah, let's start. I'm gonna start running down the line for closing remarks here. So I'm gonna start with Khalid Shakur Garvey. We're gonna start with you.
I mean, look, all this shit from what I like to call this dashiki feminism at the end of the goddamn day. I'm sorry. Dashiki feminism. It's just a bunch of broads cloaked in whatever narrative they need to paint at the time in whatever area that they're in to basically kowtow Black men to whatever narrative they want to paint. That's what it comes down to. If it has to be a white girl that they use, then that'll be the prop that they use. It doesn't really matter what it is, as long as they get to control the perspective and the mindset of Black men, where it's going, that's what the agenda is going to be. No matter what year we're in or what space we're in, what platform we're on, that's just what it is to me, in my perspective.
All right. Thanks for coming up, bro. I appreciate it. We're going to be inside. This is the poppin'est Wednesday that I've ever had. It's 200 people in here watching us right now. I want the likes. Please give me the likes. Just give me the likes.
They're going to call that the white magic, the white effect.
Oh, yo.
They're going to call it the pearl effect.
Just give me the likes. All right, Khalid, I'm going to drop you down, bro. Thanks for coming on.
Peace, bro.
All right, man. So who's next? I'm gonna go with Marty. Marty, talk to me.
Yo, yeah, I man, if you don't have a bell pepper nose and you're not 200 pounds, you're not qualified to speak on it. You know, and like I said, I'm gonna still stick by it, and you're gonna see it. I think you don't think Pearly and her team is not watching the algorithm of all this bullshit. She's probably halfway laughing at it, like she don't really understand what all this shit is about. She's just some chick
No.
from Chicago, you know what I'm saying?
But she probably ain't seeing this. But again, she's not speaking about anything black in
Yeah.
particular. She's just speaking red pill.
Yeah, and it's
You
like
know?
folks don't know the fucking difference. I was actually watching something before I came over here. Yeah, she got like 4 black dudes like in a seat because they do a talk show thing with 4 black dudes and then Femme Sapien and she's hosting it. So that's what they're doing right now with like 2,000 people. That's what they were doing at the time of this. But anyway,
Yeah, you don't think that she's like, you already see her collaborating with people out there, King Riches, and she's building her own Avengers team.
Yeah.
If you don't think that she's got her Iron Man or Iron Woman or Iron Heart, whatever you want to call it, in the wings, she's probably saying, listen, I ain't the best looker. And she came with that red dress. She kind of spiffed it up for the interview with Obsidian. But if you don't think she's grooming her protege and she's building her platform so she can go have spin-off Disney Marvel Plus TV shows, I'm telling you,
man, stop giving these chicks nightmares, man.
when the second coming comes, it's going to be a young. It's either going to be a Latina,
and then we got this video while he's saying this shit.
It's going to be exotical, or it might be a combination of the two.
Just make this short.
Yeah, and when that day comes, it is going to be the second coming of hell. You ever see that when Donald Trump won the election, the white woman was like, no, it's going to be one of those. And they know it's coming because she's got a team, and you guys, and she's got to put some lookers on there, and she is, because she knows what sells. You even heard it when she said Wife Academy. She knows what sells. And then the thing about it is what she's feared, because when she went on that Lapeef network, them girls B-tailing them girls thought they was gonna bulldoze over her with that little the subtle black attitude shit. Like I'm gonna say something, she just gonna eat it. No, sir. That is not what happened. She sat there just like she did with Hafiz as he cooked himself. And then she came back with 3 sentences, and then that's when Logic had the scoreboard up there, 1,000 to 1. Like that shit was funny. But she's not afraid to call. See, it's almost like Prometheus. You ever seen the movie Prometheus, where the aliens and the humans kind of like met their gods? So it's like almost, in a sense, if you wearing their hair, you wearing their weave, and you want to date their men, that's essentially your god. So how you going to go against God? So the best thing you can do is have the underlings, which would be considered us, like go tap on God's toenails. That's what they want to happen, but it ain't going to happen. That's not how it's going to go. But in their mind, they think that's how it's going to go because they can't stand up to their God. You've seen it real time. It's just you. What can you say? At the end of the day, if it really gets spicy, Pearl can be like, "Why are you wearing my hair, bitch?" And that shit would just that would be nuclear destruction of that whole platform if she wanted to, and she could. And the thing about it is, it's almost like the branches of the government, like church and state. You have like it's like church and the judicial against like one branch. It's like she overrules, and they know it. And it's the funniest thing in the world when she's up on the panels, and the chick ain't even saying nothing spicy. She's just keeping it regular, and these chicks just have an attitude that she's there.
You're saying that black women are attacking Pearl on these channels?
Yeah, the vibe is off. It's a difference when somebody comes on the panel that they feel looks wise or intelligence wise they got the one up on. They can't really predict Pearl because she a white chick. Well, and she come with her own little. She got her own shit popping, so she don't really need to really mingle with you on that level. So it's like they don't. You know how Kevin Samuels used to hop on panels and everybody who would be rah-rah would get quiet, like Kayla and all of them. All that shit would quiet down. That's the same exact thing you see with Pearl. When she get on the panel, but it's the reverse. It's like the insecurities is coming out. So that's why they get real spicy real quick. But then Pearl she's not scared of them. So she fires back. Like, why would you say that? It doesn't make more sense.
There's no reason to be scared. Just understand, Pearl is not going to say nothing crazy to black women like, "Oh, you got my hair on." That would destroy that. No, that would destroy her brand. She's not going to do that.
But they fear. I'm not saying she would, but what I'm saying is it's almost like you meeting the gooch, the neighborhood bully. He probably not going to punch you, but you scared that he's just there because of what he could do. You see what I'm saying? So they real fearful. That's why they going on panels saying, "Oh, we support." They doing everything else except from confronting her directly.
Well, they do all types of crazy stuff when they're on a panel, or like, let's say, sitting at Fresh and Fit studio, and you know they losing their mind over. Let me take this down, Fubu Hill.
And so all I'm saying is, imagine when she installs her puppet dictator, her 24-year-old Latina exotical, whatever you want to call it, that all the dudes is going to be thirsty, but that chick is going to be under her umbrella. Imagine when she installs a Saddam insane.
I think we're doing too much here with that.
I'm just saying. I'm just giving you the doomsday scenario.
I hear you. I think we're doing a little bit too much here. So, all right. Was there anything else you wanted to say? Because we about to shut it down. And this is a Wednesday, and I've been on like it's Saturday. So like this is 2.5 hours. Was there anything else that okay. Oh, everybody's telling me they're getting commercials. Oh man, yo, I'm surprised I'm getting any commercial. I'll be trying to keep it clean, y'all, for me to get that AdSense. So I don't know, maybe we ain't curse enough on this one. We got some commercials, but Marty, you were saying you was gonna close it off?
Yeah, like I said, it just seems like if you're not overweight and you don't have, see, the thing is, if they can get you to co-sign the ugly chick, that makes them feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? If you can co-sign a fat chick and like, all right, I'll get with her, that makes the ugly chicks feel like, all right, all this is acceptable now. But all I'm saying is, this is an average looking chick, maybe a 5 or 6 on the scale. I'm just saying, yeah.
Only thing I'm gonna push back on that is, again, we gotta just keep in mind, again, we're talking about female red pill content creators. We're not talking about the greater gynocracy in terms of what they're trying to tell us, this, that, and the third. I'm just pointing that out because sometimes what's being said is falling out of context. Now, under the premise that we don't believe them, then okay, I get it. Like, if you're saying, okay, these chicks ain't really about that, they really about what the rest of the viewing public is about, the masses of intersexual feminist black women. So basically, some of you guys sound as though you're accusing Danny and Concrete Rose of being undercover feminists, intersectional feminists, as opposed to being red pill content creators for the manosphere. That's what it sounds like when you say some of the stuff you're saying. And again, I think that
let me be clear, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay,
and I'll finish that up in my closing statement.
Right, because as I'm saying this, I'm thinking about what you were saying even before you interjected just now. I'm like, right. So
my whole reason for even saying that once more goes back down to what I said about the primary programming. That gynocracy.exe is hard to wipe out of the system. And like I said, there are times at which certain things get presented to you, and it's an automatic reaction. You know what? It's just like this.
Right.
Anaphylaxis. Anaphylaxis, I'll read you the definition, is a severe, potentially life-threatening allergic reaction, and it can occur within minutes or seconds of exposure to an allergen. It causes the immune system to release a flood of chemicals that can cause you to go into shock. Blood pressure drops and suddenly can breathe in, etc. This is an automatic response to something. That is not something I don't even think they were doing consciously. And that's my point in highlighting this mess and how deeply ingrained that conditioning is. At the end of the day, that action, this response, this whole situation with Pearl is not something we created. It's not a us issue. It's a you issue. Deal with your anaphylactic shot. Get some Benadryl. Get an EpiPen. That ain't got nothing to do with us. We didn't bring her here. We didn't ask for her here. We just happen to talk about some of the same things. And if
Hey,
you are
Daddy,
that uncomfortable,
that's
I don't even know what to
nameless.
tell you. That's a you issue because the Black Manosphere is pro-black male and
Right.
anti-gynocratic. It is not pro-white. Period. As much as you want to run this smear campaign, and as much as certain individuals want to come rappelling in from the ceiling to start throwing mud back and forth to stimulate content, that ain't got nothing to do with us. Because this is the last time I'm bringing it up. And the next time we just see folks trying to charge the space up on BS, we just either ignoring you or clowning you. It's just that simple. Get some Benadryl. With that, fam, thanks for having me up.
The views and opinions expressed by the nameless protagonist are not necessarily the views of Marcus and Reyes. Keep it on the channel. Okay. Some of them are. Maybe all of them, but you know, I mean, Daddy, and look, that he said that. That wasn't me. That wasn't me. He said it. He said it. Okay.
He said
All
it
right.
well.
So, yo, bro, we gonna collab. You already know. I got something coming up Saturday. I'm gonna let you know what the topic is, and see if you're feeling it. Thank you for jumping in here, bro. I appreciate that.
All right, I'll take it easy, fam.
Always fire. Always fire. All right, man. Peace out. All right, I'm gonna take my last comments from Mr. Bishop X, aka that guy. What's going on, man?
Man, you know, I woke up this morning heated about this subject. I just don't like the fact that it's always to make us look like a bunch of heathens and villains. I didn't like the whole, well, the Black Manosphere is telling us to do this, and the Black Manosphere is promoting some white girl against us. They always have to try and blame us. It's always the white boogeyman, and it's always us black men causing pain and harm to them. Like, I'm tired of this. Nameless was onto something there when he was saying this is something that's deeply ingrained in our culture for them
Right.
just to react irrationally. Because as much as your friends will sit up here and say that it was Black Manosphere promoting Pearl, and that's why they were snapping at him. You could rewind to 2 and 3 days ago when she went on to Lapeef. Lapeef Network is not affiliated with us in the Black Manosphere in any way, shape, or form. But what were the reactions of the sisters on her for her on the panel? Nothing but hostility and blind hatred. To me, the red pill is supposed to be about these numbers, these empirical studies, and the truth. If somebody's spitting the truth, that's all I care about. You
Right.
could be black, brown, beige, yellow. I don't care. If you have these facts and you talking this truth, I care about what you have to say. That's why she didn't have many viewers, but as soon as she cooked Hafiz with stats, now all of a sudden she's at a half, she's on her way. She's going to be at a 500,000 views soon. So that's about all I have to say about it. Get you some Benadryl, as the wise man before me once said. And with that, I'm going to tip on out and wish y'all a good night.
No doubt, man. I appreciate that. Shout out to Marty. Shout out to Ed. He dropped out kind of early. He's nameless says, when we talk about anybody, the space is still wrong. Even with that, the Crimson Cure is referenced by the overwhelming majority of people in the space. Check this out, man. I have a few female content creators that are my favorites. I like Crimson Cure. Daphne, I forgot what name she goes by. Celebrity Daphne. Be blowing chick spots up. She be blowing chick spots up, legit blowing up spots, like really messing their lives up, blowing their spots up on the behalf of black men. And she has a man, right? Danny and Concrete Rose are both in relationships. Danny, as we know, is a married woman. And, you know, for the most part, I listen to stuff she says. I mean, you know, she's not required to agree with everything said here, right? But for the most part, you know, she has a male son, and when she speaks, she, for the most part, makes sense to me. This stuck out to me as far as all the things that I've heard that I might have disagreed with Danny. This right here stuck out to me as, yo, like, you're going to blame the space for someone who, number one, we did not create. Number two, we like, her following is, it had, you know, yeah, black guys may have started to follow her in the past couple of weeks because of Hafiz. Remember, Hafiz had that conversation with her, lost the debate with her, looked crazy. Yeah, we overcooked them, but sometimes overcooking simps. Listen, bro, y'all already know, for the people who really, really follow me, I have no problem with overcooked simp. Zero problems with overcooked simp. Zero. Went to his channel, he made his little public service announcement, and I left a comment, and it says, bruh, nobody believes you. I don't believe you. Nobody believes you. But to say that we're caping for her, against who? Caping against who? Who are we caping for her for? She's saying red pill shit. We've caped for you. I caped for Danny throughout most of this video. Even though I'm saying some real shit, and, you know, some of this stuff bothers me, at the end of the day, I don't hate this person. I think that this person means well. And like, you know, Nameless said, she might have got triggered by the presence of a white woman in, you know, in the presence of Black Manosphere content creators. But so what? That's what we do here. We collaborate, we interact for the audience. If someone called in and asked her a question relating to Black relationships and she refused to answer, there should be no harm, no foul. You can't blame the creators of the space on the subscribers. So a sub called in and asked her a question regarding Black relationships. Somebody to subscribe, mind you, your channels blow up faster than our channels. So should we be mad at you too, or the subscribers who subscribe to you and follow you and super chat you and all of this other stuff with you? Come on, man. It doesn't rock. It doesn't work. Aside from that, again, you can't say, again, this, oh, we're caping for Miss Pearly. Think Pearly said so. Well, you're saying what she's saying. It doesn't ring truer because she said it. It was true when you said it. It was true when you got the talking points from us. Period. And Clutch's Stick makes a good point. He said, MF is a mad when Eminem, Tim Wise, Pearly, who next? So it's a bad thing that a white woman speaks on behalf of Black men. If she were to talk about Black men, because she's just saying red pill shit. But if she did speak on Black relationships, you speak on Black relationships. You speak on men's issues. None of us jump in women's groups talking about y'all shit. None of us. Not that I know of. Females love jumping in male spaces to join the conversation. None of us jump in y'all shit. Y'all wear our clothes. We don't wear your shit. We don't wear your shit. We don't want to do anything or be a part of anything you got going on. Y'all want to be in our sports. Y'all want to be in our clubs. Y'all want to be in our conversations. Y'all want to be everywhere we are. I did a video maybe over a year ago called Space Invaders. Check it out. Space Invaders. Remember the old school video game Space Invaders? Space Invaders. I am not against women in this space speaking on behalf of black men. Just understand that when you try to dictate who else we allow to do just that, you are in violation. Pump your brakes. Pump your brakes. We will allow anybody to come here to speak on our behalf. We allowed you to come in here and speak on our behalf. We will allow anyone else we want. If they are not shitting on you, when Miss Pearly Things talks about your weave and this and this and this, then we will tell her to pump her brakes until such happens, or until Miss Pearly Things, Just Pearly Things, is accused of destroying a black man or throwing black men under the bus herself, or she throws you under the bus, then you have no argument. As far as men in this space, and I ain't talking about just content creators, because the entirety of the Black Manosphere does not do that. If you want to talk about guys who are in the audience, who are in the chats, propping up non-black women over you, that happened before Just Pearly Things was here. So if you had a problem, you got a problem with that, then you been had a problem with it. So don't talk about that now. Address everything that you got an issue with in the Manosphere and in the Manosphere message. Address that apart from this, because it has one has nothing to do with the other. So again, we will let the Vietnamese speak for us, just like black women let simp dudes speak for them while giving them no pussy. Y'all let Zaddy speak for y'all. Y'all let anyone y'all want to come into y'all spaces and advocate for y'all. We'll do the same. Okay? I said it before. Masters do what they want. Slaves do what they told. Ain't no slaves in here. There ain't no slaves in here. All right? You come in, you see the couch ain't moving. The drapes ain't changing color. None of that. You ain't moving nothing around in here except this space as it is. Or do what someone mentioned earlier, build a woman's sphere. And trust me, none of us will attend. Jam for the final super chat. Women generally want to be in male spaces because they nosy, attention seeking, and like to keep tabs and direct the conversation and control the narrative. That's not going to happen here, whether it be them or a Just Pearly Things. As long as Just Pearly Things is reciting the message, she will be allowed by the white and the black manosphere. As soon as she goes left, she will be over there with Cynthia G. I appreciate everybody that jumped in here. It was a packed house for a Wednesday. Tomorrow must be a holiday or some shit. But at any rate, shout out to y'all. Shout out to Sister George. Shout out to Concrete Rose. Maybe you'll come for me. Maybe you won't. It's love. But this is what was on my mind. I keep it 100. Uppity Negro swag. Eloquently petty. Articulate assholery. See you Saturday night live. 100. Peace out. Holla back.